So yes, today is Monday. I have no idea. What's today?
The 3rd.
The 3rd, thank you. Today is Monday, December 3rd, the first Monday of December. So that's exciting. So anyways, we've got a nice little intimate crowd on here tonight. So I would love to hear feedback. So I'm hoping you guys will pop on, feel like you can share your ideas. What do you guys think of the half and half, the Q&A, half training, half, action type training?
I like it.
Awesome. What do you like about it?
Well, sometimes I can't find time at certain points of the day. So this actually sits down. It's like, we're right here, we're right now, we're together.
Totally. Yeah. I love it too. Does anyone else have any comments?
I like it too. I kind of agree with Ivy, or I think that was Ivy that said that. That it's productive, right? Like it's putting us into, forcing us to kind of sit down and actually doing those reach outs that we should be doing every day. And so it gives us that little slot of time. I like it. I think it's productive and it's effective.
Yeah, totally.
I also
practice, which is good.
I also appreciate it, Kerrie, because again, I think that the two trainings ago when we first started this, it just lit a fire under my butt. I just felt that again, we got so much accomplished in such a short period of time, and it just really showed me how much you could really accomplish if you just get her done and just set a timer and just do it.
Yeah. I love that you mentioned that, because I think when you sit down and everybody's doing it together, it kind of shows you how easy it actually is, right? And so the more we do that, the more easy it gets. Like the first time you sit down, it's kind of scary. What am I going to say? What if somebody ignores me? What if, I get a negative response? But when you're doing it together as a group, it just feels a little more safe. So, and I think the more that we do it, it just becomes second nature. And then hopefully people are bringing that, it's 15 minutes, basically what we're doing. If you take out all the chatter, it's 15 minutes of us being on task and working towards it. So that's awesome. All right. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it too. Fraser Brooks, when we were listening to him in the game plan chat and just listening to a couple of his things over Messenger, he says there's a lot of time spent on training, right? And training definitely has its purpose, but we also have to look at what actually is the high-paying activity, and training is not that. Training is for us. It's for personal development. It's for community. It's to ask questions, but we actually need to be doing those high-paying activities. And so today I just wanted to talk a little bit about goal setting. So, how did everybody go with November? Think about that for a second. Were you someone who totally nailed it out of the park for November? Was November kind of like an month? Did you, halfway achieve your goals? Did you not set goals and so couldn't achieve goals? Kind of think about where you were and where you want to go, right? And so I think what is important is that, when Caley did the business presentation on the East Coast event, and everybody has seen that, we have those 3 people. And I think what's really important is that we know which one of those 3 people we are. Are we just looking to cover products? Because that's cool. Are you looking to cover products, maybe make an extra 300 to 500? Or are you really in it to kind of go for it? And then the next question being, okay, knowing who I am right now, because you can always change, do I know what I need to do to get those results? So do I know how much money I want to be making? Do I know the numbers? Do I know how many reach outs I have to do? Do I know what that means for team? And then the big question becomes, if I don't know, what do I do about that? Because if you don't actively try and find that out for yourself, it's probably going to be the next month oh, I didn't get it. The next month I didn't get it. So it's really important to goal set, and I can't stress it enough, because you are your own boss. You're not going to have anyone coming over you saying, you know what, you want to be person C? Awesome. here, you know, like you have to do this, 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 and check in with you like your normal boss would be. That's you, right? So we really have to get good at the goal setting that we do and being really aware of the numbers. So if you're not so sure, just reach up to the person, you know, your upline or, you know, somebody, and they can help you out with knowing where you need to go with that. So I wanted to talk a wee bit about something that really lit a fire under my butt. And I'm just going to do this for a second. So when I was in Tampa, well, when we were in Tampa, Rita, Chantel, Patty, and I, we, you know, Lauren LaHave had us make these crazy, crazy goals. And my crazy goal, you guys all know, was to dye my hair pink. It's not pink. Did I reach my goals? Not entirely, but I'm going to explain it. I should have talked to Ivy though, because she would have had some good advice for me. She would have been like, yeah, you can totally use this brand and this color. But anyways, so anyways, I set my goals too high, and I'm going to share a little bit about my journey about it. I overshot. Obviously I was feeling really in the moment and to make my goals too high, but there was something to that, because when I got back, I hit my DMO like it was nobody's business. Like seriously, nobody's business. So, you know, the Simon Chan one, it was like I was sending out presentations, like at least 3 every day, sometimes 5, sometimes 6. So I set up my month in those first 2 months of not wanting pink hair and having to do 100 burpees. I set up my month and I was on fire. I was making appointments every day with people. I was reaching out to people that I've been seeing commenting on my posts, but I was too afraid to. And in that time, I was able to not meet my goals. My goals were to get 3 people to start 3 new team and get them to VF. I was able to get 1 person to VF, but I also in that time started 5 new team, and my customer count is better than it's ever been since I've been doing this business. And so there's something to be said about having these crazy, crazy high goals, because, and then sharing them with people so that you're accountable. If I didn't tell anybody that goal, I could have very easily just been like, well, nobody knows. But I professed it in training. I talked about it on my Facebook. I shared it with Lauren LaHave. I shared it with all my team who were in Tampa. And I really made myself accountable. I shared it on the Tribes page. So I worked my butt off because I didn't want to embarrass myself. And, you know, bottom line, didn't make the goal that I set out, but it was a really awesome month and a half. And I honestly believe that it happened because I shared that with people and I held myself accountable with those goals. So, I don't know if you guys saw my live today. 100 burpees sucks. My lungs were burning. So I would love for us to come off mute and talk a little bit about how you guys feel about this. Like, who's willing? Like, I know Chantel has a big goal. She doesn't want to hold a snake. She doesn't want to pet a snake. Me, I've held many. I don't mind snakes, but she does not want to do that. So can we just pop off and talk about something we are willing to scare the crap out of ourselves with so that we can get this done?
There will be no holding of snakes. I will tell you that.
Of course not.
But I will tell you my struggle.
Yeah.
Struggle is that my goal was big, is big, and it's going to take me finding team who want to run with their business and move. Mm-hmm. And that's my struggle right now is I have a wide team, a really wide team. I think I have 10 team under me, but I have this many who want to. So.
Yeah. And you know what? It's a good point because, I mean, we really have to kind of look at it like everybody's in this for where they want to be, right? And no one could, it's like Linda says, you can't lift the weights for someone. All we can do is be supportive. We can let people know that we're here when they are ready. It might not be their time to be ready, but none of us can make it happen for anyone, right? So what is the only answer we have for that? New team, right? New team. So new team means 3 presentations, at least sending 3 presentations per day. And maybe out of those people, someone's going to be interested. Some of them are going to come on, and some of them are going to want to be person A. Some will be person B. But sometimes if you're working through those presentations with people coming on, you least expect it, and you get, you know, someone who's interested in taking this the long route. But it is, like, we all know what Adam and Brian say, it's all about the numbers. And so you can't, like, I would encourage you, don't give up on your team. Like, we're never here. Like, our whole mantra, like, when everybody comes on, they say, you know, you're a blessing whether you do a little or a lot. And so we have to respect that about the people who are in our team, so that they know they can always come back. Like, that's the one thing I noticed with, what's it called? The last 2 conferences. There were some women that got up there on the stage for their NMD speeches who had been in the business for a very long time. And it took like 15 years, if not more, to get them to where they were. So that's the beautiful thing about this business, is you don't have to give it up. You can come when life is, you know, like, when you're ready for it, you can come and just give it your all. But not everybody's going to want it as much as we do, right? So I think the only answer to that is new team. Does anyone else have anything?
I want to share. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, because I'm not on my phone and my laptop barely works, so I'm never really sure. But so this is my problem currently. I'm not even sure. Okay, we don't say problems, right? What is it, a challenge? It's like a cross with, like, Chantel, right? But yet it's a cross with myself. So I first want to admit, because, like, we family, right? And y'all judge me, and I'll cry, but I'll get over it. A lot of times, like, when I feel crappy, I legitimately feel crappy, but I've raised children from the toilet. You know, I know there are times if I have to, like, and I've done this. I went to the bathroom, like, changed my bag, threw up, came back, and finished the training. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know I can push, but then there are times, because I made that goal, I was meeting goals, and then when I fell off, I got so frustrated because I too had like 10 or 12 teams, and it just, like, all died. And then I got frustrated. So I told myself, I think that I just couldn't do it, you know, so I no longer tried. My goals got smaller. So I met my smaller goals with no problem. But because I made my goals smaller, then my business was smaller too. You know, so I got in that place of fear. So I went back to personal development, listened to some stuff he said, some books Simon Chan gave and stuff, like, right? And I think I'm, like, coming back there. But the one thing I found out 100%, not just these trainings, but if we for real don't stay close to the fire, not just with your own flame, does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think we need to listen to other people, because we get comfortable. Our people will tell us, because they see us suffer, baby, it's okay, hang in. I went to a different flame, and I was like, you know, they didn't know me like that. And they were like, you know, are you dead? Did you die today? Okay, get up, let's do it, let's go. And, like, when I throw up, they're like when you're training, you know how, like, when I could just exercise so hard, right? And then you throw up, and it's like, you take a break a second and you go again. It was like that. So I think sometimes I just, who is this, a bullshit story? I think maybe we ought to look at that first. Really, maybe don't make the goal to the ceiling, but also don't make it too small. I found that was my problem. Like, yours was way up there. Mine was too low. I think we have to be realistic. You know, make the thing we know we maybe can do, but still put the bar a little higher. Because if you're not pushing yourself, you know, you're just not going to get there.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that, but basically, you know, y'all don't make me cry.
Actually, I think it was perfect, right? I absolutely think it was perfect, because you're right. If you think small, you're going to get small, right? If you think big, even if you don't achieve it, like even I didn't achieve my goals, but I couldn't be upset with myself. Like I actually went into a bit of a depression in the last, like in the third week. I got really low because I realized I wasn't going to make the goal. And I tried telling myself, no, don't think that way. But I wasn't going to make it. But I worked my butt off so hard in those first 3 weeks, that it paid off anyway. So there's something to be said when you know, like you gotta celebrate what you have. Like I could have let that down feeling get me, but I took a couple days, I'm not gonna lie, I took a couple days to be down. And then I just kind of looked at it and I was like, look what happened here. You know, like good stuff did happen. So we kind of have to celebrate where we are as well. Cool. Okay. So thanks, Dee Dee. That was awesome because it just made it make sense, right? Both ends of the spectrum. So for goal setting for us, you know, if we can take another 5 minutes to this before we get into our blitzing time, you know, what kind of things will you guys be prepared to do? You can put it in the chat. You know, you can come off mute and share. What do you think? Because I think it's important to have a goal.
I kind of made one today after I saw, I think you posted it and I also saw it in Freestyle, that 5-in-1 bonus or whatever they're doing. So that's kind of, I'm trying to be like realistic right now too with Christmas coming up. Like I think it can be really good, but I also think people are a bit hesitant because, you know, they're shopping with Christmas and such. But my goal right now is to do the 5-in-1. So the 5 new customers, 1 team.
Yeah, which is awesome, right?
Yeah.
Do that twice. Do it 3 times.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we'll start with 1 and then we'll go, once we get 1, we'll build it up. But I don't know, I thought that was a pretty good goal for right now. Like,
totally.
Yeah, the 5 new orders and the 1 team for sure.
Yeah.
Is the start.
Yeah. And so with the 1 team, when you think of, and yeah, absolutely. And then you know there's incentive there too, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Anyone else have a goal for December?
I want to finally get a teammate.
That's awesome. So
You want to finally get one or you did get one?
I want to.
So do you know how many presentations you're going to send out per week?
I'm not sure yet.
That's okay.
I need to get on that and start sending them out, and yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you, when I used to do my Simon Chan, like this grid, right? When I used to do this, I found I was really awesome in certain columns. I was great in posting. I was really good in following up and starting conversations. And my last little presentation one was usually like maybe the whole week didn't have anything. But when I came home from Tampa, this was filled because I saw, like looking at my thing, if I go through my book, you can see where I was lacking. And I'll tell you, if you start sending out those presentations, it's going to happen because I promise you, it is all to do with those presentations, the events that you send out, the people you invite. So, and I'll mention too, like the first one you send where you're like, oh, I'm so nervous to do it. When you do it, the next one is that much easier. And then you do it again and it's easier. And then all of a sudden you're filling your sheet. And then all of a sudden you've got like a list of contacts of people who are interested, maybe not interested, but they're starting conversations, and maybe they're going to be the people that watch you for a while. But it's all about those sending the presentations. That's what I learned on this journey. Anyone else? Is Vanessa talking to us? It looks like she's talking to us. I can't hear you. Let me unmute you.
Sorry. Thank you. I was having problems unmuting myself. Sorry. I was going to say, I'm kind of scared to set goals because, I've kind of set goals or kind of half-assed, let's just say, set goals, saying, because this is what I kind of need to do. So I need to kind of do it, but I haven't met them. And so I'm like, well, what's the point of setting a goal if I'm not going to meet this goal? But in turn, I have also realized that in the last 3 or 4 days, I have honestly done more work than I've ever done in the last 3 or 4 days. And for the first time since I actually started the biz, my DMOs have been full. Like I've actually been sending 3 and 4 presentations a day. And so it's possible. Now I actually know it is possible. But, like I said, I just think it's just kind of scary, I guess, because, I just kept thinking, well, if I just do some posting and I just reach out to a few people a day, it's going to happen. But again, I think I had spoken to you about this. It's just volume, right? It's just numbers. So I've just got to keep pushing. And I guess for me, I'm just trying to figure out how I get, when Caley says, I'm going to do 5 and 1 and believes that she's going to do 5 and 1, I need to get to that point, right? How do I get that belief that I can do that?
It's through exactly what you're doing. It's through enjoying the journey. Like you just had a realization that in the last 3 days, you've done more work. And you are a different person in your business now than you were 3 days ago, because you've done something new. You've stepped outside of your comfort zone. You did stuff that you weren't doing before. That's your new normal now. You know what I mean? Like that's what I noticed after doing that DMO. Now when I look at it, it's like, no, that's what I have to do. Like if that's where I want to go, that's what I have to do every day. I can't go back. I can't step back, right? So that is your new normal. And just being proud of, like, sometimes I think we have to celebrate those little successes that we have. Like they might not be what your goal was and that you achieved, but did you learn something from it? Are you different than where you were? And just be happy with that and use it to propel you into the next month. So if that's what it took, instead of, waiting for the end of the month, let's go into December, because December, let's face it, it's going to be nutty, right? Like we all know it. December does not have to be a whole month, right? Like I'm thinking I'm going to go hard these next 2 weeks so that if December, like the last 2 weeks of December are a total, rat race, at least I went hard for those 2 weeks. For me, my goal is going to be sending out a full list of presentations every day on my DMO. Right? So that's the only way to get into action. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Rita, are you looking to say something?
Yeah, I was trying to unmute myself.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking when you were saying that was, I often equate this to gardening, right? I have no green thumb. I am not a gardener, but I am now because I have a tower garden. But anyway, I always equate this with gardening in that, you can't reap what you don't sow. Unless we're planting seeds, those conversations, unless we're starting conversations, it's not going to get anywhere else. So I think even just knowing that you're starting conversations, even if they don't come to fruition in December, let's say, because of Christmas, there's still conversations that you've started, and there's still conversations that you're going to pick up in January, and it'll just make your month, the following month, start off even stronger. So I just wanted to say that to that comment. And I think the other, when someone else was talking, one of the thoughts that came to mind was it's easy to beat ourselves up when we're having a rough time, a couple of days that we're down or a week or whatever. But I think what we need to realize is that we're going to have days where we're not on par for absolutely everything, and we're not super women, where many of us are moms and wives and working and whatever. And I think you know, it doesn't have to be an all or nothing. So you have a day or two where you didn't do as much as you wanted to. Okay, it's okay. You just move on. So instead of setting ourselves up to fail and making ourselves feel like, well, I'm a failure because I didn't do my DMO as much as I should have for 2 days, just knowing that I did what I could, and now I'm going to just go back to where, you know, what my goals were and where I was working. And I find it's a simple concept, but I mean, I know I struggle with that. I feel like sometimes it's like, oh, I just ruined everything. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's healthy eating or business or whatever. Sometimes it's hard to get yourself out of that rut. So I don't know, that helps me anyway.
No, that's awesome. And just to back onto that, and then maybe we'll turn it over to Caley too, but what do you do when you get in those low points, right? Because I think that is key, is knowing when you're there or when you feel that that time is approaching. Absolutely, Ivy. How do you get yourself out? And for me, like, honestly, all Sunday, I listen to training after training after training after training. And I know that sounds crazy, but I know it's going to be different for everybody, but that's what it was for me. I have to listen to a variety of different trainings of people telling me I can do it, and I'm learning something, and I'm listening with new ears. Because I think for me, I need someone else to tell me that it's going to happen. You know, sometimes you can't get it from within. So anyways, everybody has their thing, but just know when you feel like that, what you can do to get out of it. For some of you, it might be reaching up to your upline. Get me out of this funk. Can't get out. I did to Brian. Brian, I'm in a funk. You know? And sometimes it's just a simple sentence, because Brian certainly doesn't chat a lot, but sometimes it's just a simple thing, you know? And actually what he did, he's like, okay, how do you feel about doing this? And gave me another big job. And it pulled me out of my funk. I was like, okay. Anyways, I'm done. Thank you for listening, and thank you for participating. It's always so much better when you hear all these beautiful voices on here rather than my own. And it helps, right? Like when you guys are sharing the journey you're on, it helps other people, because I guarantee you somebody learned from your story. Where are you, girly? There you are.
Oh, here. Sorry. I'm totally distracted by Chantel. Are you driving? Where are you going?
I'm not driving. My husband's driving, but yes, I'm in the car.
Oh my god, all I see is like this light. It's like dark light, dark light, dark. Sorry, I was totally distracted.
She's driving, help me.
My ADD kicked in. Jeez Louise. Okay, cool. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm going to do kind of a mixed blitz of similar to what Brian has been doing the last couple of weeks. But I also watched a really good one with Lauren Berry the other day. And I took some of her little tidbits as well. So we're going to start Brian's style, though, because I always like how he starts the whole 3 minutes of kind of showing gratitude for people in your life. So we're going to take 3 minutes where we're just going to just kind of message people about how much we care about them, how much we appreciate them, how much we love them, how much they're helping us, which I think for those of us that do feel like we're in a funk, I really think this is going to make us feel better, because I always feel better when I'm making other people feel better. So we're going to try that. So we've got 3 minutes. I'm going to set my timer right now. So you're just going to spend 3 minutes sending people love and gratitude. Starting now.
A gift makes.
Just trying to find some music. Hold on. Grey Goose ad was playing.
I shut the world outside until the lights come on. Maybe the streets are alive, maybe the trees are gone. I feel my heart stop beating to my favorite song. And I can't sleep fast, oh, I can't sleep back. Somebody feels I'm alive, that's a
No, 1 more minute left. Okay, time is up. So can you throw the number of how many people you were able to show some love to in the comments? Nice. 4, 5, Vanessa. Well done. 1. It's because it was a really long message, Kim. There was lots of love in that one message. That's awesome.
No, I need to have 2 devices going. I'm trying to flip back and forth. So.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Oh, that was awesome. Cool. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to do was, we're going to do 5 minutes on starting new conversations and reach out. So we're going to go to our friends list, and you can kind of do this any way you want. You can choose like a letter, and you can kind of go through your friends who are in that letter. What I've been kind of doing lately is choosing like people that are in like my hometown or like where I live and kind of reaching out there because I want to try and start bringing more people to our events. So I'm trying to kind of focus on, you know, my own city. So you can kind of do that too. Like if you click on your friends and you go hometown or city that I live, it'll show all your friends that are in your local area. Or you can even just, you know, pick a letter, pick C and kind of message all of those people. So what you want to do is kind of when you do that though, you want to go onto their page and just kind of do a quick little scroll. Like don't get stuck scrolling through too much, but you want to do a quick little scroll through so that you kind of see what they're up to. So when you do your little reach out, you can just say, oh, hey, so-and-so, you know, you popped up on my feed. I was thinking about you. I saw that you guys went skiing this weekend, you know, how was the snow, or I don't know, but kind of make some sort of comment about something that's going on in their life. So I'm going to do 5 minutes for this one, to give you guys some time to get in there. So you guys kind of choose how you want to do it, whether you want to do your hometowns or you want to just do a letter, but we're going to do 5 minutes starting now for just starting some reach outs in your friends list.
Harrison, can you go see Daddy, please? I can't cut your toenails right now.
Easy rides when I ain't for wood. Now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to own. I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes. Listen as the crowd would sing. Now the old king is dead, long live the king. The minute I held the key, makes the walls closed on me, and I discovered that my castle stand upon pillars of sand, pillars of sand. I never should have had to wait. Oh, and I will be wise to see. Be where I've been with my soul, see. Should have reason to fall in fear. Some reason I can't explain. But you know it was never always true. That was when it was a wicked and wild wind. Blew down the doors to let me in. I remember from the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I'd become. Demolition days
One more minute.
just a puppet on a lonely street. All cool and I don't know what we should.
Okay, time is up. How many were you able to do? Pop it in the comments. Two. I just find these ones are harder because you're writing longer too. You're like, two. Good, Chantel. Just 2 fingers. Oh my goodness. I agree, Vanessa. Totally.
How do you get around that, Kale? Like, how do you...
Like you mean mutual juice plus friends? Is that what you're
saying? Like juice. Yeah. Like, because like when you look at the people you may know, I mean, like, I'm trying to scroll to the very, very bottom.
Yeah.
But most of them are, like you're friends with somebody from our team, right?
Yeah.
And so you're trying to get kind of past that.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I'm struggling here when we do this particular list, anyways.
Right. You know what I would suggest is and I think, it's one of the things that Brian does too, is just adding more friends. And before you do that checking too, though, right? Like, because sometimes it'll come up, friend suggestions. Just make sure they're not suggested because you're connected to Juice Plus people, but you just building up your network that way. Because I find that too with Calgary, especially like when it's your own hometown. But I would just, it's just kind of keep adding those friends in. Be my suggestion.
And sorry, Kaylee, where did you say you find the hometown thing? Where
So
do you
go to your friends? Like go on your Facebook where it says friends, and then you'll see the section where it says more.
Yeah.
Go down to more, and it says current city or hometown.
Oh, yep, I got it.
Yep. So one of those two. If you click on that, it'll bring up everybody that that's in Calgary, if that's what's listed on your Facebook page, Calgary.
Yeah, for current city.
Yeah. Okay, so for the last one we're going to do, this is one of the ones I got from Lauren Berry, and I thought it was a really good one. We're going to kind of take the last 5 minutes, and you're going to think about the top 10 people that you want to share the business with. So not the product, but the business. And beside that person, so you want to think about like, who do I want to share this business with where it can benefit them in some way, shape, or form? And so beside their name, you're just going to write down like one word as to why you think it would help them. So I did this with Lauren when I did it with hers, and I wrote things down like, what did I do? Oh, so I put things like kids activities, so helping to pay for kids activities, because I know a bunch of people whose kids are into sports. I put things down for who would want like a holiday fund, like somebody that likes to travel. Then the other one I put was like mortgage payments, like bill payments, things like that can help with the contributing to the home. And then I did another list of just, like whether or not this could be helpful for them as like a job. Like maybe they're a single mom, or I know that they hate their work. And then once you're done that, if we have time, or if you have time left, you're going to connect with them. So if it's someone that you haven't spoken to within like the last week or so, you're going to reconnect with them. So maybe it's somebody that you don't talk to on a regular basis. You're going to kind of send them a reconnect message, and you're going to do kind of a direct invite to invite them to see a presentation. So one of the things that you could say, you could talk about, if it's somebody that you haven't spoken to in a while, you can talk about how you've been involved with, you could call it your side hustle or your online business, whatever words you want to use, and tell them why you love it. And then you can start by saying, I don't know if this would be for you, but I thought of you because, and then you're going to tell them why, whether it's, I know you're a really busy mom, or I know you're a single mom and you're working and you want to spend more time with your kids, or whatever you think their reason is. And then you're going to use the, if I sent you some information, would you be open to having a look? I really value your opinion. So I think by putting that, like, I really value your opinion at the end of it, it kind of takes the pressure off of them, because it's showing that you value them, and it's about you, not them as well. Like you're kind of, you're making it about them in a way, because you're sharing with them why you think that they would like it. But by saying I really value your opinion as well, it kind of takes that pressure off, and they, will hopefully be open to it. But, like Lauren said, if you don't know, either way, you're going to be in the same position, right? So if you don't send it, you're going to be in the same position as even if they say no, right? They're still not part of your business either way. Or they could say yes, you could be open to it. So we're going to start with the list first. So your top 10 people on who you think could benefit from this business, and then just writing, a word or two beside why you think it would benefit them. And then if we have time, you're either going to reconnect with them or connect with them again if it's someone that you speak to on a regular basis, and just write out a quick little blurb as to, explaining your excitement for what you're doing and why you thought of them.
And Kaylee, is this somebody that we've never sent anything to before as well?
Like ever? Like you haven't talked to them, period?
No, I've spoken to them, and we've maybe talked about the product or the business like a long time ago.
Yeah, but yeah, someone you haven't sent an event to yet. Yeah.
Okay.
A brand new person. Yeah. You don't want to resend an event, but yeah, someone you haven't sent an event to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Everyone? Okay. All right. We'll do 5 minutes. Actually, I'm going to do, we'll do 5 minutes. I think we got time. Starting now. Okay. Go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Nourishment for
Stupid YouTube always has ads that kick in. We got 30 seconds. 30 more seconds. Okay, team, time is up. Did you all at least get your 10 people down? Were you able to do that with the reason whys beside it? Oops. Did anyone get a chance to write a message?
I didn't get a chance to write a message, but I wanted to share something while I was doing this, because there was a girl, you know, when you go back and you look at who liked your post and you're like, okay, I got to go reach out to that person. Yeah. And I forgot about it because I have a terrible memory. And then it hit me. I was like, I'm going to go back and scroll and see what she liked, so I have something to talk about her with. And in that time of scrolling, there were 3 new people that I did not catch on my posts. But I didn't see them like. So that's, you know what I mean? And I think what's important about that lesson, I don't know if you guys are like me and life just gets busy and I don't go back and revisit who liked or didn't. But there's something to be said about like timing, right? Like letting too much time go in between following up. So something I learned from this, Caley, I did get 8 new people, just to answer your question. But something I learned about this is, you know, don't sit on it. Go back and check your likes on your posts, because that's an opportunity. Like someone's saying, hey, I like this. This is cool. Now it's been like 4 days since they liked it. They might not even remember what I'm reaching out about, right? So
yeah.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. But I thought that was a good one, kind of getting it down on paper and making it visible to who you can contact and why, I think is really important, right?
Totally. Yeah. And in the time of your blitz, I've got someone interested in children's chews and omegas.
Well, there you go.
Thank you. Yeah. Which is awesome.
That is awesome. So I think that's it. That's all I think we have time for anyway, because it's already 8:30. But yeah, it is a good one. Lauren, if you kind of scroll back onto Freestyle, I think it's Lauren Berry did it a little while ago. It was like a 20-minute blitz. She had a couple other things in there on top of that, but I kind of took the ones that I thought were quite effective. So
awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much. And I want to come on and just say thank you to everyone tonight, because this was fun. It was so nice to have you guys on, and we were a small group tonight, but it was I think it was an amazing training, because we got to chat, we got to work out some goals and maybe a few challenges. And the blitz was awesome, Caley. So thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks, Gail.
Right. We'll see you guys in a few.
Bye.
West Coast.